Tom Galeski from Partner IT with this week's tech tip. Alright, this week I want to go through a couple of pointers in regard to how to set a secure password. We've seen a little bit of noise this week in regard to accounts and different services being hacked. Twitter this week tweeted that potentially out of their 200 million users, around 250,000 accounts could have been compromised. We thought it'd be really good to just give you a little bit of pointers on how to choose a good and secure password. Alright, don't use typical passwords, ABC123, 1234566, or password 1. It's simply just, it's not good enough anymore to protect the high level of hacking utilities that are out there. You will generally get asked a minimum length of password, maybe 6 or 8 characters. Our recommendation is to exceed that. So if it asks for 6, go to 8, go to 10. So the more the merrier, but yeah, there is obviously a limit that you want to go to, but yeah, try to exceed the minimum. That will put you above the fold in regard to any type of hacking utility that's going to try and crack those passwords. Try and rotate your passwords between the different services. So for example, your internet banking, different to the PIN number on your ATM card, which is different to your password for your email, which is different to your password for Facebook, whatever the application is. Now I know what's going through your mind, but how do we remember all these passwords? So the next tip is try and make it a phrase rather than numbers or a combination of letters and numbers. Things like, my car is a 2010 model. Now you can use a mixture of uppercase and lowercase characters, but generally most people know what year model their car is, or even the color. My car is red, or my car is blue, and add an exclamation or a hash character to the end of that. That will stop by default a lot of the utilities out there that will try and break your password, and it makes it a lot easier to remember. Unless you're colorblind, then you go back to the year of the car. That might help. Also, you can think of your passwords as have a base. Now, if your base, example, your initials may be TG74 as a base point, then your Gmail could be TG74 GML, some sort of combination where you start off with the base characters, but for your different services, you might use a 3-character acronym or 3 letters or 3 numbers that represent that service. It may make different services with different passwords a little bit easier to remember. As an added tip, you could go to howsecureismypassword.net, type in a few different selections of password, and it'll run a little algorithm and tell you potentially how easy or how hard it is to crack that password and how long it would take a computer or humans to actually go through it. Interesting little website, just a little bit of a tip for you this week. Tom Galeski from Partner IT. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our newsletter list so we can keep you updated of all these different types of business tips, tech tips, how-tos and guides moving forward. Cheers. Talk to you soon.